Good morning, everyone. How is everybody? It's been a while since I've made a video, and some people may think that I've dropped off the face of the earth, but no. In fact, the reason that I haven't made any videos in a while is the shop has just been absolutely insane. There's a ton of things to talk about now that I have had a chance to discuss them in detail, and we're going to get to it. First, Windows 10. Those of you on Facebook that are my friends have probably gone through my profile wall by now and seen all the posts that I have made on Windows 10. Windows 10 is a disaster area in the making. The two big problems with Windows 10 are that the installer manipulates your hard drive partitions without telling you, which can result in extreme data loss if the installation, God forbid, should go south. I had a customer come in here. He had attempted to install Windows 10 on his own, and something happened during the installation, and the installation failed, and it tried to revert back to his old operating system, which was Windows 7, which was also unsuccessful. And he was away from the machine when this happened, so I don't know exactly what happened. And when he got back to his machine, he found that he needed to reboot the machine, and when he did, Windows would not boot. And he brought it down to me, and I examined it, and upon examining the machine, I found out that his partitions had been destroyed and left in an unusable state, leaving me with the only option to get the computer running required me to get a Windows disk and completely redo the machine from scratch with Windows 7. On top of that, after he received the machine back and he went to reinstall his backup data, his backup system failed. We were able to retrieve the data off the many DVDs using a manual method that I devised, but the lesson learned is make sure that you have a backup system. And we're going to talk about another case more in detail. Make sure you have a backup system, make sure it works, and make sure that you have enough backups of your data. And the other case that we're going to talk about in detail also demonstrates the importance of this. Had another customer who came in with an old laptop, and he installs lighting control systems here in town. And he had an older laptop that he wanted to get rid of, but he needed a whole bunch of data extracted off of it, and he was having trouble because the machine would freeze every time he would go to boot Windows. It would make it as far as the Windows 7 desktop and then freeze and refuse to do anything else. Well, my initial thinking over the phone was that his hard drive was intact, and I would then be able to merely start up the machine and plug in one of my flash drives and extract all his data. Well, get it here on the workbench and get it going, and sure enough, the machine freezes. Nice and solid. I couldn't do a thing with it. So my next step was to remove the hard drive from the laptop, put it in my data cradle, and then extract the data from there, again thinking that I would have no problem. Well, I did have a problem, and I had a big problem. I put the hard drive in in the data cradle, and when I did so and powered up the drive, I started the data transfer, and then it stopped. It stopped copying the files, and I hear the dreaded clicking coming from his hard drive. Oh no. Mechanical failure. Instantly, I realized exactly why his laptop had been freezing, because the hard drive was in a state of mechanical failure, and he had no backups of this highly important data. So what did we do? I had to send the hard drive out to my data recovery house out in California, known as DriveSavers. And I have their materials over here. I just so happen to have a 30th anniversary coupon for DriveSavers right now. They have been around since 1985. It's 2015. They're celebrating their 30th anniversary. Good for them. What DriveSavers does is they recover data that has been exposed to some very extreme circumstances, and they can attempt data recovery on hard drives that have been exposed to anything: fire, flood, mechanical failure, accidental deletion, accidental format, hurricane, tornado, you name it, they can attempt recovery off of it, and they have a 90% data recovery success rate. And I've sent several jobs out to them over the years to be recovered. The downside to this service is it is highly expensive. When I say expensive, we are talking about my recoveries that I've sent out to them in the past, and this recovery that I just completed for this particular customer, they range anywhere between $2,000 and $2,500. But if it's the only way to get your irreplaceable data back, a lot of people have to take it. And he learned a very hard and expensive lesson. And as I said before, make sure that you have backups. The two biggest problems that come into my shop are viruses on machines and problems that are caused directly by the lack of sufficient backups. Hard drives fail, Windows crashes because of a virus, you name it. Data gets lost. There's a lot of people today that store a lot of documents, a lot of pictures, a lot of music, a lot of very personal things on their machines. And when it gets lost, I have to tell you, that loss hurts. I've had customers in the past that were in my shop near tears because they lost all their stuff. And there's not much that can be done when extreme data loss happens, except send it to DriveSavers. I like to say that DriveSavers is like 911. You don't want to use them unless you have to. But there are cases where DriveSavers comes in very handy. So this is a shout out to them. Also, this desktop over here is one of the Windows 10 disasters. It is now repaired and is awaiting pickup. Also, for those of you that are around Woodbury, Connecticut, those of you that are in this area know that we had the Woodbury Fall Fest last weekend, put on by the WOW team of Pat Lunn, head of the Woodbury Public Library, Jennifer Miller, head of Woodbury Parks and Rec, and Lauren Ray, the director of the Woodbury Senior Center. These three ladies did an awesome, unbelievable job putting this event on. And I have to give them a shout out. I've put on events like this mainly in the car show area. I know how much work is involved. These ladies did a lot of work and they got it done. And the Fall Fest was a huge success. I don't have an official count, but I would guess myself that we had about 5,000 people attend the event. Maybe more than that. I know some of the local food vendors that we had over on the North Green, and those of you that live in Woodbury know where I'm talking about, ran out of food during the event. They actually didn't bring enough supplies for the whole event. Just a spectacular, awesome job. Had a lot of customers come up to my Litchfield County Computer and Woodbury Lions Club tent, take information about my business in the Woodbury Lions Club. Hopefully we will see those guys in here soon, and we will be talking about some of those perhaps in future videos. And we will just see what goes on. Also, for my new Facebook friends, I just want to make a quick note. What this is a computer repair and IT consulting shop. If your computer is on the fritz, if something has gone wrong, or if your business needs some IT consulting, I will do it. I do everything except website design. I just completed a major job in Waterbury for a customer. He needed a new computer built for his office and his IT office, and obsolete IT assets organized and taken care of, and we got that job done. One other quick note before I go. You guys that are out there, especially in this area, keep an eye on Tropical Storm Joaquin. It's forecast to become a hurricane. In fact, I just made a mistake. It is now a hurricane with sustained winds of 75 miles an hour, and it is forecast to march right up the United States East Coast. And if the current track holds, it will be hitting Connecticut probably sometime on Tuesday of next week. So you guys out there in this area, make sure that you've done your storm prep. If you have anything to do for storm prep over this weekend, please do so, and keep an eye on the National Hurricane Center and WX Edge for the latest updates. I will see everyone next time. As always, feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe if you're coming from YouTube. I'll see everyone later. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.